getting published today is fairly easy because you can do it anybody and you can make an RPG very, very easily. Now, getting published by yourself and doing something new, though, that is a very different thing altogether, and that is something that Chris Tregenza here has managed to do with his 6d6 system, which we're going to take a look at right now. Because Chris, I've heard about you, and we've been tweeting for a bit, and I've reviewed a couple of your things on your products. But tell us a bit more, what's behind 6d6 system and how does it work?
6d6 system, the aim, we came out of a role-playing game with an aim to be easy to learn, quick to play, but which didn't limit you. I mean, a lot of quick and easy role-playing systems, they're great for a session or two, but they pale. What I wanted was a system which had the longevity of, you know, the big name games, but didn't have the 300-page splat books.
Yes.
And we developed a role-playing system, and we have that, and it came out of trying to demo it at events like this. We needed a quick, easy way of demonstrating the game, just the basics of it. So we started doing just little combat demos, and out of that grew what we have here, which is 6d6 Shootouts, which is Wild West, as the name suggests, and you run around shooting each other. It's a game all about killing each other primarily. There are some other scenarios, but let's face it, we all want to kill our friends.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
Exactly. So this is the card game. The difference between this and the sort of role-playing game is obviously a role-playing game, it's all about judgment and what the group decides to do.
Yeah.
You can't do that in a card game. You can't make the rules up as you go along with the card game. So what we've done is tighten everything up into a really tightly defined mechanic for this to make it work as a proper card game, so we don't spend all our time arguing about the rules.
Sounds like a good start.
But the very, very simple mechanic for 6d6, which is common to all our games, is we have cards. So, one of the cards, on each card we have a description and a summary, and more importantly, a dice value and a points value. And when you do something, you put together cards which make sense. Say I want to hit someone, let's say some speed, manual dexterity, and brawn is a good way of hitting someone. And we just add up the dice values. In this case, it's a d6 plus 0, a d6 plus 0, and a d6 plus 1. So that'll be 3d6 plus 1. I roll this. You, as the person I'm trying to hit, are doing something similar, and if I score more than you, that's the amount of damage I do. So very, very simple mechanic, all about combining the cards in as many different ways as you can imagine and get away with in the role-playing game. In this, we have sort of extra keywords about which cards can be used with which.
Okay, that's good.
Now, the way we set up, because obviously in a combat situation you can't just play all the cards, every card you got, that's not sensible. We have what we call a pool system of which cards you have available, and we have two pools. We have a dynamic pool, and this represents what the character is doing. So there's a limited attention span we've all got, and that's 4 cards in our game. So let's say you don't know quite what you're going to do, but you know it's a Wild West game, so you're probably going to end up shooting someone. So I'm going to start off with my pistol expertise in there, and with my 6-shooter here. This is the gunslinger character. We've got 8 different characters. So this is a gunslinger, so he's got actually 2 pistols. Let's give him 2 pistols right now. And so he's good at shooting someone. So if I put the speed in as well, that's going to come handy because it can combine with the guns to shoot faster, because it always helps be faster than your opponent. But also I can use it for movement, so running away. So it's a good combination. So that's what my character has in my dynamic pool, and I've also got things to go with static cards, which are reflexive things or things I don't have to think about, such as like I've got a window card here, so I can use it for cover. Or I've got out the back jack, which is a get out of here card when someone comes too close. And so when I want to do anything in the game, say I wanted to shoot someone, I will just combine the cards I want to use. So I'm going to use everything. I shoot. Most cards come back to the deck. Now that leaves my pool empty. This is a bad thing to be in because obviously I need these cards to defend myself.
Yes.
So if I've used all my cards attacking, I'm pretty useless in defence.
Right.
So it's a game about judging, well, how many cards do you commit? Now there's a mechanism for getting your cards back in the pool. Obviously there's just a simple flow mechanic. You can put 2 cards back in a round.
Right.
And so it's in sort of pure gaming terms, it's a resource management game because you have a finite number of cards, you have a finite number of spaces, and it's about getting the right cards in your pool at the right time when you in the fight. Now the actual playing area is, we have more cards, surprisingly enough, and each area is divided into 3 with sort of different values. You can see there's a sheriff's office, a back alley, a prairie, and whatever. And this playing area gets built up by the players.
Right.
So characters will have terrain which suits them. So you want to try and get the right terrain for your character to gather in the right place. So I'm a gunslinger in this case, which means I'm a really urban character. I'm good at close ranges.
Right.
So I like to use all the sort of low grey ones. We've got a woodsman character who's got a massively long range gun. He likes those big open spaces of countryside, and obviously you don't want to be in the wrong place with the wrong gun because that's deadly. And we just use simple markers. You can obviously use figures of whatever we get around, and you move around and you shoot each other, exchanging the cards and all the rest of it as you go along. And it's a game for up to 6 people. You could play it with more, but the time, it really slows down. So it's up to 6 people. We have 8 different character decks. We have like gunslinger with the pistols, the native brave with a Winchester, the bartender with a shotgun, the cavalry officer, the infantry trooper, blah blah blah. But also we do a set of just all the cards in the game system, so you can make your own characters.
Okay.
Because these points values I mentioned earlier, they're all 60-point characters, so you can create your own characters. So it's a game which works on very many different levels. You can just start off, get the basic set, and just sit down and play it.
Right.
Get the expanded set and start making your own characters. And then you've got to make the trade-offs between the type of weapons you have, between the terrain you're using, and obviously then all your tactics and things like that. And it all comes down, the ultimate philosophy about 6d6 gaming is about choice. It's about forcing you to make choices and having to deal with the consequences of those choices. You choose which cards you put in your characters, you choose which cards you want to put in your pool at any time, you choose how many cards you use in any particular action, and everything has a consequence. And so we very focus on making people sort of think about what they're doing, and which means people engage with it, and it's not abstract. Everything has a consequence, and you get players going, but I want to have 6 cards in my pool. No, I want to have 27 guns, and and that sort of, and that's when you know when a game's working, when they want to do more with the game. That's right. So that in a sort of very, very brief sense is the nutshell of the sort of mechanics we use.
How long have you guys been going? Because it feels like you've been thinking about this, at least thinking about it for a very, very long time.
The sort of development of a role-playing system goes back almost 2.5 years, 3 years ago. The development of 6d6 Shootouts is about 18 months.
Okay.
We actually shipped our first product about a year ago. So it's taken us getting on to 3 years to sort of get to this stage, and it does seem like it's forever sometimes because I can't, anyone who's thinking about sort of doing their publishing and things like that, I can't stress enough, it will take longer than you think, and then it will still take longer when you take that into account, because I thought Shootouts, we'll just take the combat system, we'll compress it down, it'll be, we've done that in 3 months because we have all the rules already, but I'd completely failed to sort of realise the obvious difference between a role-playing game and a card game and the requirements. And even though mechanics work in one, you have to do so much more work to make it work in the other situation. And then all the production issues, and I'm an IT guy, that's my background. So getting into actually producing physical products and things like that is a completely new ball game. Yeah. And I mean, I've done lots of stupid things, but just the amount you have to learn, it's to do anything, it's incredibly hard.
Any regrets?
No, I don't believe in regrets. As long because I believe in making decisions. So as long as you've decided to do something, then it was the right decision at the time. Even if you look back and say, well, I should have done something else. But certainly, there's mistakes have been made.
And obviously rectified as well.
Fun.
And obviously rectified as well.
Oh yes, I mean, I don't know as much. I think it's come from the IT background with writing code. You find a bug, you can just go in and change a couple of lines and fix it. I like my stuff to be easy to fix.
Right.
Which is why our sort of aesthetic is quite simple.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I like is about games which people can change themselves and adapt and things like that. So we do all everything as a PDF. It's all under Creative Commons, so we encourage people to take it and do their own thing with it. So we want cards where people say, well, actually, these cards are incredibly simple. There's only 2 or 3 pieces of information on there. Get a blank piece of paper, whatever, come up with your own cards, and you can expand the game and play it and make it your own. And I think it's that sort of IT hacking mentality which sort of comes out into our games. So yeah, we've made these mistakes, but because of the way I work, they get fixed quickly.
Which is good, because it means that also people will be able to fix their own mistakes quite quickly. If people want to get hold of this, how can they do it?
Number of different ways. Primarily our website, 6d6rpg.com or 6d6bible.com will find us, or generally just search for 6d6. It's a pretty unique name, and we are number 1 in Google, surprisingly enough. So that is the easiest way. We're also on RPG Now and whatever its sister site is called, and we're sort of starting to get it out into shops, and also the other what's the Steve Jackson one called E21 or whatever, the Steve Jackson Games PDF download site. So we do it both as a physical product and as PDF downloads, and we encourage people to get it and use it however they can. It's also, all the rules and everything are on the website, all the cards are on the website to look at and things like that, so you can learn everything you want to know about the game by looking at the website, and so you know whether you want to buy it or not.
Whether?
Yeah.
Come on, off, buy now.
I like this, man.
Thank you very much, all the best. It does sound pretty stunning, pretty awesome, so that should be doing very, very well indeed.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.